Guys, a lot of you have been asking about this, and finally got around to getting it. This just came in the mail yesterday, and this is the Classic. It's a Sparrows Classic. It's $63 Canadian, which works out to just $48 US with the exchange rate. When I took it out of the box, I was kind of surprised because it comes in the competitor case. I didn't expect that, and that's kind of an added bonus. And the reason I like the competitor case, let's open it up and take a look, is because you can fold it into kind of a work stand. We've reviewed this pretty recently and show you how it worked. Anyway, you take these little straps, you slide them around the side and snap them in place. Like that. Gives you a neat little work stand, everything easily accessible. There's two settings. If you like it to sit a little bit flatter, you can use that first snap. Anyway, pretty cool case in itself, but there's a lot of other cool stuff about this too. You notice that for the first time, we get some bypass drivers. The Classic does come with two bypasses for probably the most common locks in North America. The first one, and this is pure luck, this is the Adams Wright bypass driver. I just reviewed this not too long ago, so I don't have to spend a lot of time talking about that, but it's probably the most popular commercial lock, and here's the bypass for it. Another lock that gives a lot of trouble is the American padlock, because it's got serrated pins and serrated spools in it. You get a bypass for that as well. Pretty simple looking little thing, nice handle. It actually is indexed. It's narrowed right there so you know exactly which way it's pointing. That's a really nice feature. Let me show you how this works real quick since I haven't demoed this, at least recently. American padlock, this one's completely stock. Nothing special about it at all. So it doesn't matter what the pinning is, but this one only has 5 pins inside of there. We don't need that stinking key because now we're faced with a locked American, again, serrated and serrated spools. And we're going to take this bypass driver and just skip right by those nasty pins. And the way it works, we're going to take it and point that flag towards the bottom of the keyway and just kind of work it in there. Now when we slide it in, you got to remember that those two actuators are right up against each other and there's hardly any gap. So you got to work that bypass between those. And the way you do it, push a little bit of pressure going that way, not too much. At the same time, just use that index to kind of turn it, and you'll eventually work your way between those two actuators. So I get it to work, and you hear a click, and then you get it open. We bypassed whatever nasty pins were in there and got right into that. So it's a lot easier to bypass it than it is to pick it, I can assure you. Anyway, you get one of those, the two most common locks probably in North America that are at least difficult to pick our way through. You get two sets of tension tools. You get the Z-wrench. We've seen these before in kits. This is, see if I can get it right here, start with a fat one on the left. That's 3.25 millimeters, which is 0.125 inches. The medium one is 2.85 millimeter or 0.11 inches. And then the one we call the thin one is 2.35 millimeter or 94 thousandths, 0.094. So you got the Z-wrench, long and short end, so if you have an inset lock or a flush lock, you can attack it there. And if you like the L style, you have, again, the same 3 widths as what you find in the Z-wrenches. These have a little flex in them, so if you like this style of tension wrench, you've got those too. All right, let's take a look at the picks. You've got some pretty cool picks. These are all 25 thousandths stainless steel. The first we're going to take a look at is the short hook. Again, 25 thousandths. These will need a little work, just like every other pick that we've looked at. No big deal. And then the second one is also a hook. They call this the shallow Euro hook. And so if you're dealing with European locks, this curvature is supposed to be optimized for that. I can't say from experience myself, but that's what the advertising for this thing says. Again, needs a little bit of work. So it's just a slightly bit more hook than the short hook. And then we get what Sparrows calls the steep hook. And for us, it's the deep hook. And then the next one with just a little bit more depth on the hook is what they call the high reach. And this is the one that has that little notch in the end to help you feel exactly where that thing is placed. And you can, when you push it in there, you can feel the tip of that pin click into that little notch, so you know that your placement is absolutely perfect. The other two you get in terms of rakes, you get the L rake or the city rake. And again, these it might show up in the camera that these are a little bit yellowed or tobacco colored. That's from dipping it in the handle. The handles leave some kind of residue. When you polish them up, it's bright stainless steel, just like all of the other pigs. And then the last one, from a raking point of view, is our favorite. Sparrows calls this their triple peak, and we call it a Bogota. Either way, this is probably one of the most favorite rakes of all time. It's a great little kit. Again, for $48 US, I think you're not going to beat it. This is, especially when it comes with these two bypass drivers and the case, just a great little case. Anyway, 48 bucks or $63 Canadian, but we're going to give this one away. You don't have to pay for it. All you got to do, and let me move this out of the way to give myself a nice black background, because I'm going to superimpose the address. Some of you guys have been asking, go to that website. Go to about halfway down the page, you're going to find a button that says Fan Appreciation Giveaway. Click on it and then register to win this Sparrows Classic. Anyway, good luck, fellas. Appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.